touch is more than enough to make me lose my mind.
What's up, friends? It is Saturday morning, the first Saturday of the new year, and I'm definitely a little bit sick. So you can probably hear in my voice and see in my puffy face, but I unfortunately have not been able to kick off 2018 in the way that I would have hoped because of this cold. I've been fighting it all week, and the temperatures in New York are definitely not helping. I think it's about 10 degrees outside right now, Fahrenheit, but that being said, I'm at the point in my cold where I'm not achy anymore. It's really just all up in here. So while it's really important to take care of your body and rest when you need to, I think it's time to sweat this one out. So I thought it would be fun to take you guys along with me and show you how I typically fuel up pre and post gyms. It's the morning right now, so show you what I like to have on a weekend before I go to the gym and then immediately when I come back afterwards. So more of like a breakfast, as well as if it's a weekday and I'm going after work, what my favorite snacks are before the gym and my favorite post-gym dinners. So if you want to stick around and keep on watching, see what's up for 2018, please do subscribe below and hopefully it'll be fun.
That's it. Thinking of you.
So this is pretty much my go-to every morning, but I really love it before the gym because it's caffeine, it's coffee, but it also has a lot of added protein and it's also really filling. So you'll just need a cup of brewed coffee, which I have right here. I just use this Trader Joe's dark roast in my Keurig, super easy. I also have vital proteins, collagen peptides, some agave syrup, cinnamon, and coconut oil, all of which I'll talk about now. A lot of people I think are afraid of coconut oil because of the fat content, but it's really good for you and it helps lower heart disease, it helps your skin, your hair, your nails. It's also really filling and what kind of makes this more of a latte consistency because it's really creamy when you blend it up. So I get these pre-packaged packs at Trader Joe's, which are really easy and make it super simple. Next up, I like to add vital proteins, collagen peptides. This I like to add more so for the protein content. I believe it's about 9 grams of protein per scoop, but I will double check that. And it just dissolves into nothing. It's also really good for your hair, skin, and nails, hence the collagen. So I like to add this to my smoothies, but adding it to my coffee has been great in the winter because I haven't been having my smoothies just because it's a little too cold outside. From there, I like to add agave sweetener for a little bit of sweetness. You could use honey, any natural sweetener, honestly, of your choice. It just makes it a little bit more of a treat in the morning and helps me honestly get out of my bed. So it's also what makes it more of a latte. I like to add cinnamon as well, which I usually add to my coffee regardless. It just kind of revs up your system in the morning. And to me, I love the flavor of cinnamon. So again, just kind of adds to the overall latte vibe. So from there, I'm just going to blend all of the ingredients in my NutriBullet. You can use any blender of your choice, and then you will have a delicious foamy latte of sorts that has 9 grams of protein, healthy fats, and will keep you full throughout your workout. All right, it is time to hit the gym. This is a typical gym day for me. I like to warm up on the treadmill for about 15 minutes or so. It was really hard to show you what I was doing, so I'll link my exact breakdown of what I did below. From there, I like to do about 10 minutes or so on the Stairmaster just to get super sweaty. Again, I'll link what I did below, but I just like to kind of switch it up and do a bunch of different things like these side steps, leg raises. Check the description box for my exact circuit. From there, I always stretch before moving into my strength training. Just for some reason, my muscles get really tense after cardio, so I like to give them a bit of a break before I go into the burn. So this circuit, I wanted to do a full body because, again, I'd been sick and not in the gym at all, so I wanted to do and hit as many muscles as I could in the shortest amount of time. So this first move I'm doing, it's just a squat with an overhead press, and this ball I believe was about 10 pounds. So for each of these moves, I'm doing about 12 to 16 reps, and I did this circuit 3 times through, and it was killer. So making sure to really tuck and squeeze your butt at the top of that move to really get that burn. From there, I moved into this ab move, which was really hard. You can see that I am struggling. 1 week out of the gym really got me thrown. So with this move I'm using, I believe it was a 5-pound weight, and you can see I'm just transferring it from my arms to sort of my ankles, I guess, and just trying keyword is trying to balance. Make sure with this move you really try to keep your back flush against the floor so you're working your muscles and not hurting your back, which I need to work on. And guys, I was so sore after this move, so I will definitely be doing it again. From there, I wanted to do a little bit more cardio, so decided to throw in a burpee, and I don't really know what to call that other move, but I guess just like a plank and side squeeze. I wanted to get my obliques as well. So again, just trying to get as many muscles as I can within each move, also getting my heart rate back up. Next up is this squat with a arm curl and overhead press. In the next round, you'll be able to see me a little bit better, but wanted to target that butt one more time, and I mean, guys, always the butt, come on, and also get my arms. So that's what I'm doing in this move. Again, making sure to really squeeze my butt at the top to target that area like below your butt cheek. Girls know what I'm talking about. I guess guys do too. So from there, I wanted to really just burn out my arms. So I decided to do that same arm move, but just focusing solely on my arms. Here I am doing the circuit one more time. I did do it 3 times through, I promise. And trust me, you will want to too, because I was definitely sore and feeling the burn, but I figured you didn't need to see me do it a 3rd time. So here's time number 2. All right, so now that we worked hard, it's time to eat. This is a typical breakfast for me after the gym. I always go for eggs, organic free range, spinach, the organic one I can, Ezekiel. I love this bread because it's a source of complete protein. There's 4 grams of protein per slice, and it's also not processed, which is great. Avocado always. Coconut oil spray is what I use to cook my eggs in, but you can use olive oil, anything you want. I just don't use butter, and I think the coconut spray is really the easiest thing. So I am going to scramble up my eggs, but I also like fried eggs. I pretty much like eggs in any way, but it's a common misconception to me, at least, that scrambled eggs must have dairy in them in order for them to be good. But honestly, I make really good scrambled eggs, and there is not 1 ounce of dairy in them. So you could see what I'm doing here, scrambling them up. I added the salt and pepper directly in, and make sure you really scramble them, get them nice and fluffy. Putting 2 pieces of my Ezekiel down to toast. I keep it in the freezer so it lasts longer, which is a good tip. And when you put it in the toaster, it comes out perfectly fine. So sprayed the coconut oil, which you can see. The spinach I just put into one pan and did some salt and pepper. And I like to cook the spinach separate from my eggs because it gets really watery and it just bothers me. I know a lot of people put them directly into their eggs, but put the spinach directly into their eggs, but it just bothers me. So the key to my scrambled eggs is very low heat. I don't know why it looks like that flame is so high, but it's not. And once I put the eggs in, I do not touch it for a minute, and then slowly keep on moving, keep on scrambling until they are the consistency that you want. So again, low heat, continuous movement, and they come out fluffy, delicious, perfect. So you can see I have my eggs, my spinach. I'm doing 1/4 of an avocado. If I'm really hungry, I'll do an entire half. Fat is not something that I'm scared of. Then I like to take the 2 pieces of toast, and I use some ghee, but you can honestly use butter if you eat dairy, and olive oil if you don't. You can honestly jazz up your toast however you want. I just like ghee recently. So this is my breakfast, which I am sitting down to with a big glass of water, always. Sriracha, always. It looks like I need some more, but it's a perfect post-gym breakfast because it's full of protein, healthy fat, good for you greens, good for you carbs, and it's really satisfying. Moving on to dinner. So if it were a weeknight and I just got home from the gym, I always go for this red lentil pasta. It's made of only red lentils, but it tastes just like pasta, and it has 13 grams of protein per serving. So protein is our friend. I usually just use a marinara sauce. All of my ingredients are from Trader Joe's because that's where I shop. I always add a vegetable. I really like to add mushrooms because it's kind of meaty, so if I don't have meat, I always add them. Kalamata olives, another ingredient that's just super easy and cheap that adds additional flavor. And then this is going to seem weird, but soy sauce and mushrooms really works. Shout out to Sivan Isla. Sorry if I said that wrong. She's another YouTuber and blogger I follow, and she used soy sauce in one of her Italian dishes with mushrooms because it really, she said, brought out the flavor of the mushrooms, which I've tried it works. And coconut aminos is just a version of soy sauce but without actually soy in it, but it tastes just like soy sauce. So I'm going to use that. First, I am going to just cut up the Kalamata olives. You don't need to use them. I just think, again, it adds another layer of flavor and saltiness, which I always love. So first up, cooking my mushrooms in a saute pan with a little bit of olive oil and the coconut aminos. Honestly, you only need a very little bit. I probably did like a teaspoon or two, and again, it just really makes the mushrooms really juicy, meaty, and delicious. So I like to cook those down pretty well while I wait for my pasta to cook, which you can see is done here. I added some olive oil because the pasta kind of sticks together, and then the marinara sauce. I added the mushrooms and the olives together in the saute pan once the mushrooms were done cooking. Mix it all up and you have dinner in honestly 10 minutes. I then added some Go Veggie cheese because again, I'm not eating dairy right now, and some red pepper flakes because yum. So to quickly transition, because I forgot this part, but if I were at the office or commuting to the gym after work, these are some of my go-to snacks that I love to have with me. So the first is, sorry, it's going so slow, but I have too much to say and it was going too fast before. So the first is a Go Macro bar, which I love. There are minimal ingredients, and I honestly can read all the ingredients that go into these bars, which is why I like them so much. And it's also full of protein and they taste delicious, kind of like a candy bar. I also really like the granola and coconut flavor. I actually had it today. I also like RX bars for the same reason. When it comes to snacks, I really try to keep them as simple as I can, and these RX bars clearly only have a handful of ingredients, which I really appreciate. They also, to me, taste pretty good. I don't really like the fruit flavors, but I like the chocolate, coconut, peanut butter flavors. Another go-to snack of mine is just a trail mix of sorts, mixed nuts. This has dark chocolate in it, which is always a plus. Trader Joe's has a few options that come prepackaged, so you could just throw them in your bag. It makes it super easy. Another favorite snack of mine is just a piece of fruit and some nut butter. This is the mixed nut butter from Trader Joe's, but I also love the raw almond butter, peanut butter, anything of that sort that has protein and a piece of fruit will keep you full and energized throughout a workout. If I am really going for it and I know I'm going to be doing a really hard workout, I love these complete cookies. They are definitely not as clean as the other snacks, but they are vegan. There's no dairy in them, and there's 8 grams of protein. If you warm it up in the microwave, it seriously tastes like a real cookie, and it keeps me full for a long time. Alright guys, that is pretty much my gym routine, some of my favorite pre and post eats. If you want to see more recipes, more workouts, a few of my additional health tips, be sure to comment below. Follow me on Instagram. Always feel free to direct message me. I want to be sharing the things that you want to be seeing. So hopefully see you here soon. Thank you so much for watching.